Camille Malkiewicz from CraftistaKits.com. If you love the retro look, you will absolutely love tied headbands. Grab your needle and thread because today I'm going to show you how to make a handmade tied headband. For this particular craft, you are going to need fabric of your choice, wire, needle, thread, wire cutters, and fabric scissors. So we're making a tied headband, and to do this we're going to be using wire. So the first thing that you want to do is measure from the bottom of your head with your wire all the way to the top. And you want to leave about that much up at the top and snip it there. So with your wire cutters, just go on ahead and snip it. And then the very ends, you're going to fold it into a loop like so, and then tie it around because you definitely don't want that wire sticking through your headband and cutting you in the head. So do that to both sides and then we'll cut our fabric. So for the next step, you're going to cut your fabric. So take the wire that you just cut and measure it along your fabric. So we know we want to go about to here. So we can cut that. And then I usually like my tied headbands to have a nice width to them. So I'll probably go about 1.5 inches in. Fold that over and then cut a straight line right there. And it doesn't have to be perfect because you are going to be sewing it. So I can see that it's right in the middle of that polka dot. What's kind of nice about using polka dot fabric is that you can see where it is that you're cutting along. So cut a straight line all the way down there. And once we cut our fabric, we're going to be sewing it. Simple stitches. We're just going to be using a back stitch and a whip stitch. All right. So there you have your fabric. Now take your fabric and fold it on over like that. And you can see that this one isn't necessarily lined up as of yet. So we will just snip that edge right there just to make sure that it's even. Alrighty. So now you have your needle and it's threaded and you can see that there's 2 sides to it. Take it all the way down to the very end like this and then tie your needle here at the bottom, or tie your knot at the bottom. Just like that. And once you've done that, we're ready to complete a back stitch to sew our headband together. So to start your back stitch, you begin it like it's a running stitch from underneath and you pull through. And you make sure that it's just nice and tight down there on the end. Then you're going to go back over just like your running stitch, in a running stitch you would, back through both layers. And then pull it through. And then come back up one more time. And now you're going to have a gap between where you started the first stitch. It might be hard for you to see since I'm using black thread, but that's where the first stitch was and this is where the second is. So you're going to come back over and go through that stitch. And then complete this all the way down the entire headband. And of course, if you do have a sewing machine, it will go by faster, so feel free to use a sewing machine on this. But if you want to sew it by hand, definitely use a back stitch. A back stitch is a stronger stitch and it's going to hold much better. So now that we've stitched the entire headband together, we want to turn it back inside out because we did stitch it with the outside covering on the outside. So we're just going to turn that all the way inside out. And then we're going to stick the wire in and finish up our headband. In the open end, you should stick that wire all the way down in there. And then you're going to fold this inside part over the wire because we're going to be sewing the wire to the fabric. So fold that over and make sure you fold all of it. And then hold that together. And the wire is still stuck up here at the top with that loop. Take your thread and go through like so. Now this is a special stitch. It's going to make it so it's a lot tighter we're going to come back under, or excuse me, back over, pull through, and then just about until it gets tight right there, we're going to stick it back through the loop and pull it tight. And then continue to do that all the way down by going over, under, pull, and then sticking it back through the loop. And you're going to complete that all the way down until you hit that side. And this is what you get as a final product. Now, in order to tie it in your hair, you stick it under just like this. Bring both sides up to the top of your head. You're going to wrap once with your wire, wrap twice with your wire, and then pull it. And there you have it. Looks like a modern day Rosie the Riveter, if you ask me. I'm Camille Malkiewicz. Thanks for joining me. Don't forget to visit CraftySisKits.com and keep it crafty.